Hey, good morning, fam. It is day 3 of my trip up to Alaska from Utah, and I'm currently sitting in the parking lot of an RV dealer. Here, I'll show you. This RV dealer right here in Grand Prairie, Alberta, because I am buying and having installed a weight distributing hitch for the trailer. I was hoping I wouldn't need one, so I didn't get one back in Utah, and I should have. The truck was pulling the trailer fine up until, I don't know, the last hour or two. I left Whitecourt at 6:30 this morning because I was trying to get to Muncho Lake tonight, but that's not going to happen now. But anyway, the last hour or two here before Grand Prairie, the roads got really frost-heavy and bumpy, and the trailer was just bouncing all over the place, and I didn't like how it was, how the truck was handling it. So I Googled for RV dealers in Grand Prairie, and this was the first one that came up, and they have a hitch that'll work in stock, and they can fit me in at 1 p.m., which is 3 hours from now. So I'm just gonna be hanging out here in Grand Prairie for the next few hours until I get my weight distributing hitch installed, and that'll make me feel a heck of a lot better going up the Alcan, based on how the last couple of hours were driving. So I was feeling pretty good up until the last couple of hours, but once I got onto the highway here coming into Grand Prairie, and it was just, the trailer was just bouncing and hopping all over the place. Didn't like how that felt. So yeah, hopefully a weight distributing hitch will help out with that. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kill time here in Grand Prairie. I'm gonna run over to Costco and get some gas, because they do have a Costco here, which is great. And so I'm gonna go over there and get some gas, get some fresh snacks, and then I'll be coming back to this Travel-Land RV place and hanging out until I can get my weight distributing hitch installed. I am gonna have to reinstall the jack on the trailer because I took it off so I can get the tailgate open, because I'm sleeping in the back of the truck. And with the jack attached to the trailer, I couldn't get the tailgate open. It would hit the top of the jack. So I'm gonna have to reinstall that before I come back. So might do that in the Costco parking lot, might just do that here in the Travelodge parking lot, we'll see. So anyway, that's the update from this morning. I'll show you guys once I'm back and once the weight distributing hitch is installed, and let you know how I feel about it. All right, guys, we are on the road again several hours later. Got the weight distributing hitch on the truck, and oh my gosh, does it drive way better now than it did before. I wish that I had gotten one of these on before I left, because it would have made the last 2 days more comfortable, I think. Like I said, the truck was handling it up until I started hitting some frost heaves on the east side of Grand Prairie, and then it got a little sporty. So man, does it feel way more controlled and solid now than it did before. So should have done that previously, so that's my bad. So I'm not sure if it was more expensive here in Canada than at home. Probably not. It was like not quite $700 Canadian for the hitch and the labor. They managed to squeeze me in, so super grateful for the dealer for that. So I gotta remember to leave them a good review on Google, because they really came through. So anyway, we're on our way to Dawson Creek now. I will catch back up with you guys once I'm there and we start on the Alcan. All right, we are at Dawson Creek at the start of the Alaska Highway. I don't know if you guys can see it through the window there. Let me roll down the correct window. I'll show you guys. There is the sign for the start of the Alaska Highway. So, not sure how far I'm gonna get today. Like I said, I'm just gonna drive until I'm tired and it's dark and I find a likely looking pullout on the side of the road. Great thing about the Alaska Highway is there's usually pullouts with bathrooms and stuff, like little rest areas. Definitely once you get to the Yukon, the BC not so much, but Yukon has pullouts with outhouse style bathrooms in it everywhere on the highway, which is really nice. So I've slept in one of those before in my in one of my other trips. So all right, we're about to start the Alaska Highway officially, so let's get this show on the road. Was a 10% downhill grade. I had it down in second gear with my flashers on because we were going slow. That was a grade. Here's one of these cool metal bridges that we can drive over on the highway. The bridge decking is just this metal grate, which makes a cool sound. I remember when I was in my Lexus, the sports car, and this grating just loved to grab that Lexus and yank it back and forth, side to side. Needed adventurous driving over these. Pretty gnarly downgrade. There's all sorts of signs back there for truckers to put on their chains and stuff. So let's see. Geared down to third gear. But who puts construction signs up on a hill like this? There's no way I can slow down. Trying to slow down. 60 kilometers an hour. It's only 40 miles an hour. There we go. Oh, come on. It was green. stupid light. Oh, it was green and I was doing the speed limit and then it turned to yellow and red and I heard the trailer brakes kick on pretty hard. Lame. All right, good morning, fam. It is the morning of the 4th day of the Alaska road trip. So, can't remember where I left the last clip off yesterday, but last night I rolled into Fort Nelson and decided to just grab the first hotel that I saw, which is this one that I'm sitting right in front of right now. Fortunately, they had an available room, and I just needed a bed and some decent Wi-Fi and a shower. So I got there at like 10 o'clock last night, and it is now just after 10 in the morning, getting a late start, but I needed a break. Plus the hotel breakfast was pretty good. It was in their actual big restaurant, and it was a big full plate, like 2 eggs, hash browns, toast, bacon kind of breakfast. So it was pretty good, and it was sorely needed. So I'm not sure where I'm gonna plan on getting to today. Still gotta check out the map. Definitely gonna stop at the Northern Rockies Lodge in Muncho, or Northern Rockies Lodge in Muncho. Just because I always like to stop there. So, and I'll probably need gas. That's usually a in-between gas stop. The gas there is uber expensive, and I'm sure it's not gotten any cheaper over the years. But I'll probably grab some gas there. So. My rule of thumb on the highway is always get gas when you're at or close to half a tank. That way you give yourself a half a tank of breathing room, which I actually had to use yesterday because the spot where I had hoped to get gas, their gas pumps weren't working. They had some sort of electrical problem. They said they had plenty of gas, but no way to get it out of the tank until they could get their electrician to come look at it today. So that's why I always have that rule of thumb, which is half a tank of gas of spare, just in case the place you were planning on filling up can't accommodate you. So anyway, gonna figure out where I'm headed to today, then gonna go swing by a convenience store and buy a couple drinks, and then we're gonna hit the road. Guys, the fireweed up here is already dying back. On the seed. Winter is coming. Quite the little climb. I don't recall this one exactly. I remember a few climbs, but this one's not ringing a bell. That's been quite the little crawl up this mountain. I was stuck behind a belly dump truck for there a bit, which was okay. Just waiting for a safe place to pass him, and he pulled over a little bit on the road in a wide spot so that I could get around him easy. So that was real nice of him. Yeah, we're about 2 hours 15 minutes or so from the Northern Rockies Lodge in Muncho, which is going to be my next stop. I'm probably going to grab lunch there. So that's the plan so far. This is what the scenery has been like for like the last hour. It's too bad that it is so smoky, but this is gorgeous through here. We're going to be, I'll get back inside the car here. We're going to be driving through Stone Mountain State Park, I believe it is. before we get to Muncho, and that's usually where you can see some wildlife. Like, I don't think I've made this drive and not seen sheep there, like mountain sheep. There was a sign back a while ago that said there was wood bison on the road around there. Also on one of my trips north of Muncho, between Muncho and Watson Lake, I was driving back from Alaska with my mom one time, and we probably saw a dozen bears on the side of the road. It was a little later in the season than it is now. That was early September. This is early August, but this is the section of the road starting at about here through Watson Lake where on all my trips I've seen the most amount of wildlife. So I've got a nice 4K dash cam going, so I'm going, if I see any wildlife, I'll just dump the footage from the dash cam and add it to the video. But it's just gorgeous through here. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous right through here. All right, as long as we're out here, do a quick walk around inspection of the truck and trailer. I do this every few stops. So I just like to check, make sure the tires still look okay. Don't see any fluids coming out from underneath. Truck bed looks a lot more level now that I've got the new equalizing hitch put on. So I'm super happy with that purchase. I should have purchased one before I left Utah, but it is what it is. The dealership in Grand Prairie hooked me up, so everything's still looking good. I would like to maybe shorten these chains a little bit, but we'll see. I think they've been dragging every so often. Here's the trailer. Everything still looks good. Everything's still locked up. And we'll check the tires, make sure they all look good. Don't see any grease coming out of the hubs. Don't see any lug nuts that look like they're getting loose. Don't see anything cracking or anything. Make sure all the lights are still working. See my temp tag. That's because I'm gonna register the trailer once I get up to Alaska, to my Alaska address. These tires, everything looks good. You could check the leaf spring mounts too, just to make sure that they're looks like everything's good and they're not coming loose. You're not seeing any cracking or anything. This trailer's not loaded down, but I mean there's a little bit of weight in there, so everything's looking good so far. See, I've been sleeping in the back of the truck, except for last night we got at the hotel, but yep, everything's looking good so far, so let's keep on mushing. This is the section where I've seen Stone Mountain sheep sometimes. You see any today? I've got the GoPro rolling just so I can just pick it up and point it, just in case. So far, not seeing any. If I remember, I'll put a picture of one up on the video so you guys can see what they are. I've seen them through here before, but looks like we're going to be out of luck today. No sheep along there today. Unfortunate. Alright guys, just stopped here at Toad River to splash some fuel in the Tundra. Didn't do a full fill up, just put 50 Canadian worth in. It was $1.99 per liter, which is like, I don't know what, 7.5 gallon or dollars per gallon, something like that. Almost $8 per gallon maybe. It's super expensive, but that's what you get when you're in these little service areas on the Alaska Highway. So let me just kind of show you the area here where the service station is. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, can you even imagine living in a place like this? Like, good gravy. What an area. All right, let's push on to Muncho. That's the next stop. Alright guys, I don't know how well it's going to come up in the GoPro because it's so gosh darn smoky that the lake isn't reflecting the light like it usually does. So normally it's like a turquoisey green color, but today it just looks really flat. But my gosh, I don't know if you can see on the camera down the valley there, but we're just going to be paralleling the lake all the way down this valley, and it is just a spectacular drive through here. Well guys, unfortunately we're out of luck as far as eating here anyway. I was hoping that the restaurant would be open, but it's not. It doesn't open for dinner until 6, and that's 3 hours from now, and I'm not going to hang out that long. So it's unfortunate, but it's my own fault for not preparing well ahead of time. I could have gotten an equalizer hitch back in Utah before I left, and then I would have made it here yesterday like I had been planning on and been able to stay at the lodge. So sorry I can't show it to you guys, but the Northern Rockies Lodge here is by far my favorite spot to stop along the entire Alaska Highway. It's just such an awesome log lodge. It was built in 96, I think. I believe the family's from Switzerland, at least according to the flag that's flying right there. So they run this all year long. It's open all year long. You can take a float plane out here in the summertime. You can take a ski plane out. They'll fly you out. They own a bunch of like remote lodges, basically, little remote cabins that they'll fly you out for like fishing excursions and things. And they just take off and land on Muncho Lake with float planes in the summer and skis in the winter. So it's a really awesome spot. Really wish that it was open, or at least the restaurant was right now, because at least the last time I ate here, the portion sizes were just enormous. So the food's not cheap, but also they give you a lot of it. So anyway, I'll drive up a little bit and give you guys a shot of the front of the lodge, just because I think it's a log lodge basically, but I really like what they've done with the place here. And then we will keep mushing on. The next stop is going to be Watson Lake. So look at the lodge as we drive by. That's it. Favorite spot on the highway. Alright, GoPro malfunction, but this is a 9% grade, boys. Alright, that was fun. But also, the view out there is amazing. All right, guys, just thought I would stop here for a sec. We're right next to the river. Interesting thing, I watched this van life YouTube channel on occasion. His name's Ryan Toomey, and he just drove the Alaska Highway recently. And I'm pretty sure when I stopped here and I saw this little pullout, I wasn't specifically looking for it, but I think this is where he stopped on one of his videos. I am almost positive. It's a nice little spot. Wander over here, you can see you got, I don't know if you can hear it, you probably can on the audio, but the river right here just kind of flows on by. This little spot, like a little wetland right there. I mean, just look at the views right here. Just absolutely gorgeous. What a great little spot. I'll have to mark it on my map so that I remember where it's at, and maybe stop here as well next time I drive through. All right, we got us some wood bison on the road. Look, some babies. There's a baby over here too. Wondering when I would see the wood bison. That was fun. More bison. What did bison say? No idea. They didn't say anything. Bear the first on the trip. Tiny little black bear. Cool. Wondering if I was going to get to see a bear on this trip at all. I've now seen one bear. What's up, guys? As you can see, I have stopped at the famous or infamous Watson Lake Signpost Forest. So I've been here a few times. It's pretty cool. Just wander around and look at all of the signs that people have left in the forest over the years. This place is pretty big. Not sure how many signs are actually here. The visitor center is not in the building that it used to be. It's over in the recreation facility and it's closed for the day, so I'll have to look that up later, but there is just a ton of signs here. So got all fueled up, got some more drinks. I'm going to head west out of town until I find a likely spot to pull over and sleep in the truck for the night. So I'll catch up with you guys then. Alright, so welcome to the end of day 4 of the Alaska Highway trip and adventure. So had a lot of options for where to stop tonight. And I checked out a few. The first one was just outside of Watson Lake. There is a provincial campground there. But I drove down in there, and even though there were sites available, it was sprinkling and raining, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I continued driving west out of town and slowly checked out a few of the pullouts and places that I saw on the iOverlander app, which I downloaded before I left, and sorry, car driving by. Which I downloaded before I left, and I've been using to check out sites and places to stay. So that's where I found the rest stop I stayed on my first night, and how I knew I could sleep at the Walmart in Whitecourt on my second night. So yeah, I checked out a few of the places, and I decided on this one. It's not a rest area, it's just a pull-off for a garbage can. And there is one other semi-truck parked at the other end of the pull-out here. So pretty much we're alone here, and on the iOverlander app this is called a pullout with a view, I think, but I'll flip you around so you can see. So just sitting on the side of this cliff here, and the only downside is there are some mosquitoes here. I have a thermocell going, but it's slightly windy, not windy enough to get the mosquitoes to go away, but just windy enough that I think that the thermocell is not working as well as it should. So what I'm doing right now is I have prepped my sleeping area, and I am currently eating and making dinner. So I have a bunch of freeze-dried food that I brought with me. It was kind of my food storage back at home. So this is actually my first time on the trip having any. The other nights I was either not hungry, or I was at the hotel or something. So what I'm having today is some vegetable lentil soup from Heather's Choice. Interesting fact about Heather's Choice is it's actually an Alaskan company. And their freeze-dried, her freeze-dried meals are pretty good. So I haven't tried this one yet, so this will be my first time trying that one. I will let you guys know how it is. So just gonna hang out here. It is currently 10:20 at night. You can see, since we're so far north, it is still fairly light outside. So it's gonna get dark here in an hour or two. Definitely, sorry, mosquitoes flying around my ear. Definitely going to be getting dark, but probably not until later. Here comes a big semi-truck gonna drive by here in a sec. Yep, right next to the highway. It is what it is, free campsite. So now I forget what I was saying, but anyway, I'm gonna eat dinner and then I'm going to crawl into my bed and sleep for a few hours, at least until I don't feel like sleeping anymore, and then get up and keep driving. So one other new thing that I've got in the camp setup here is right here. I bought this little clampy fan that's just sitting on this Bluetti battery station that I have. That battery station is actually what I'm going to use as a backup for my networking equipment for working while I'm at the cabin. But tonight, because it gets really humid and stuffy in there if all the windows are closed, I'm just going to use that to provide some air circulation. And that little fan plugged into that battery unit should run most of the night. So anyway, just waiting for my freeze-dried Heather's Choice to finish up. I will let you guys know how that is, and then I'm going to continue getting ready for bed tonight. Alright fam, you probably can't see me, but I'm now in bed, in the truck bed. I've got the fan going over there, plugged into my Bluetti battery, and currently waiting for a weather forecast to show up on my inReach so I can see how cold it is going to be tonight. But I still got the windows cracked anyway because it gets really hot and muggy in here without those windows cracked, so that fan should help a lot too. We'll see if that Bluetti lasts all night or not. This will be a good test. Anyway, the Heather's Choice lentil soup, I can't remember exactly what it's called, was pretty good. I prefer stews that have meat in them, but that lentil stew was pretty good. Yeah, anyway, I'm just going to lay here. I'm going to watch a YouTube video that I have downloaded on my iPad while I'm about to yawn, so maybe I should just go to sleep, but waiting for this weather forecast to come in. Hopefully the inReach, I've got it propped up in the window there, we'll be able to get the forecast, so we'll see. Oh, there it goes. So I'll have to see what it says. Anyway, I'm gonna sleep here. I'll just wake up. I'm probably gonna set an alarm for like 6:30 or 7 in the morning and get up and get moving, and hopefully get most of the way, if not all the way, into Alaska tomorrow. We'll see how far I can get. So anyway, we will talk to you tomorrow.